In this video, we will show 3 methods to add spare part items to the warehouse. Number 1, add spare parts records manually. Number 2, add multiple records using the copy and paste method. Number 3, transfer multiple records using the data entry wizard. So, let's get started with the first method to add data manually to the warehouse file. From the main control panel, select Warehouse File to display the warehouse module. Next, select Warehouse Items from the Warehouse Transactions menu. This opens the warehouse file to display the items stored. Use the search filter at the top form to find items, or to filter items by category or supplier. From the Warehouse Inventory Items form, select Add New to display the Warehouse Item Details form. Type directly into the cells to fill out the form. Note that some of the fields are preloaded with default data. For example, the default data for the spare parts category is None. Use the drop-down menu if you need to change the category. If you do not see the category in the list, double-click the category field to open the category file. Add the new category at the bottom of the form. Press Save, then press Return to go to the warehouse folder. Change the category. Repeat these steps if you need to add a new supplier or a new unit of measure. To add a picture of the spare part, press Add Photo. This will open the CMMS download folder. Double-click the spare part image folder to view the stored images. Add all your spare parts photos to this folder. Double-click an image to add it to the form. Press Save when done. This completes the manual data entry method. Method number 2, add spare parts data using the copy and paste method. This process allows you to efficiently import multiple spare part items into the CMMS from a spreadsheet. Begin by navigating to the main control panel. Once there, click on Warehouse File to access your spare parts data. Next, at the bottom left of the page, click on Data Entry Form. This opens the main spare parts file along with 3 related files: Category, Unit of Measure, UOM, and Supplier. The supplier file can be accessed using the supplier icon at the top. Note that a related file is a subfile that stores part of the data for the main file. For this exercise, we have added sample data to all 4 files. Now, return to the Spare Parts List tab to review the existing data. Note that the category, UOM, and supplier columns all get their data from a drop-down list that is linked to the related data files. So, before you add names to these columns, remember to first add the identical names to the category, UOM, or supplier files. For example, if you enter bearings as a name in the category column, you must also enter the name bearings as a name in the category file. If the related files are not used, enter none in the respective columns. All other columns are optional and can be left empty, except for the item name column. This column is required and must not have duplicate names. Now, to add new data to the CMMS, we must first prepare a spreadsheet with the necessary information. So, return to the main control panel, select Admin Settings, and then choose Show Downloaded Files. Locate the Data Entry Workbook sample. Double-click to open it. Navigate to worksheet number 15, where you'll find sample spare parts data. Note that the columns are color-coded to show required fields, related fields, and optional fields. Copy a section of the sample data from worksheet number 15. Ensure all columns are included in the section you copy. We are now ready to paste the data into the CMMS. Return to the main control panel. Select Warehouse File, then select Data Entry Form to open the spare parts list. Now scroll to the bottom of the list and select the last row. Paste the data that you copied. Now, here are a few common paste errors. Item name is not unique or is missing. Names in related columns do not match with names in a related files. Wrong data type. Example, attempting to store text data in a numeric field. Finally, you may also paste the data as CSV, which a more reliable paste option. To do this, select Home, Paste Special, Paste as CSV. This completes the copy and paste method for adding spare parts data to the CMMS. Now for the final method number 3, adding spare parts data using the data entry wizard. This method involves 2 main steps. Step 1 is where you add the spare parts data to a spreadsheet, and step 2 is where you activate the wizard to transfer the data from the spreadsheet into the CMMS. Step 1, in this step we will add spare parts data to the spreadsheet. Begin by adding spare parts data into the Excel workbook included with your CMMS. This workbook is specifically formatted to work with the data entry wizard. To access this workbook, navigate to the main control panel and select Admin Settings. Look for the Quick Links menu in the lower right of the form, then click on Show Downloaded Files to reveal the files associated with your CMMS. Open the Excel workbook titled Data Entry Workbook Sample. Now, within this workbook, spare parts data is stored in 4 separate worksheets. Worksheet number 15 holds the primary spare parts data, while worksheets number 12, number 13, and number 14 contain information for suppliers, units of measurement, UOM, and categories, respectively. If you do not plan to use the supplier, UOM, or category files, simply enter None in the corresponding columns of the spare parts worksheet. For this demonstration, we've already added sample data to all 4 worksheets. We are now ready to initiate Step 2 and activate the wizard. Return to the Admin Settings page and select the Data Entry Wizard icon at the top of the form. This opens the Data Entry Wizard form. Navigate to the bottom right of the form and choose the Spare Parts Warehouse option to open the warehouse file. Now, for the purpose of this demonstration, we've deleted all data from the spare parts file. Now, at the bottom left of the page, double-click on option number 15. This instructs the wizard to import data from all 4 worksheets containing warehouse data. The wizard will prompt you for confirmation. Press Yes to display the Excel workbook with the sample data. Finally, double-click the workbook to initiate the transfer of data into the CMMS. If any errors are generated during the importation process, the wizard will create an error report. Correct the errors, and repeat the process. This concludes our discussion on importing spare parts data into the warehouse module of the CMMS. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and leave a comment for more help videos.